Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me for the next installment of building my dream garage, transforming this former milking parlour into the Shmuseum. We're joined again by Martin and the Novus team, but we've got a lot of things on the list today. We're going to figure out a plan with this fantastic art piece by Lhouette and where exactly that's going to be mounted, matching with the Ford GT. We've also got my ludicrous stockpile of number plates, a plate from pretty much every former car I have ever owned, and they are going to become a display. Plus, over here, we've got this mysterious room. And what exactly is the purpose of it? We'll find out a little bit later on. If you're new, this is very different to how this place started. It was previously a milking parlour on a farm. This was the home to cattle and certainly not horsepower. We've transformed it into the Shmuseum, the Grandstand with the offices, the halo space, the lounge. We've added the racetrack on the floor to give that feel of motorsport like all of the cars. We've got the car lifts from Benpack, the auto stackers to add more storage space. And we've got plenty of different things on display, from the large watches, the Lego collection, the arcade machines and more. But this is just the start, because behind this wall is a whole storage area with a lot of things I want to go through later on and start figuring out what's going to go where. Martin, George, welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's been a while.
Things haven't changed all that much.
There's some lovely swatches on the wall that you hung, and I have checked
expertly.
them. Well, yes.
So
perfect.
I like that, like technical evaluation.
Yes, yes.
So plans right now, we're going to start here in the mysterious room.
The mysterious room.
We've got a few things that we're going to take a look at and work on, but step one with this is door and glass.
Yes, because at the minute, it's an empty space. And in a second,
it's going to happen like magic.
Ready, George?
Yeah. Is this like the easiest install ever?
No, this is very complicated and expensive.
Glass in, held in place. Don't tell me it's that simple.
Ta-da!
Done.
Well, not really. Little bit of noise.
As if by magic, we now have a window in the door. Was that a full day's work in 30 seconds?
3/4 of a day. We can fit you in for something else if you're really quick.
Okay, we'll have a little look around. And this door's going to get, what do you call the
A door closer.
Door closer.
Yes, it certainly will.
Technical name.
Technical name.
And that will make that easier. And then we'll be able to figure out what it's for.
Yes, yes we will.
In here at the moment, I have to apologise for the complete lack of light. It's basically a bit of storage. Insulation, plasterboard, chairs, trolley jacks, all sorts of random things, but it is going to become a functional room. Remember, we've got the lookout up above where you can climb up there. That's going to be some extra storage. But down here, we've got a plan at last. We built the room. We now have an idea what it's going to be used for. When it comes to all of this, since day one, I have basically kept the personalised plates that I've had on every car that I've owned. As a result, this has become a ridiculous pile, to the extent that we have plates from other countries, from Germany, that was my 911 GT3 in Frankfurt. We have plates from America somewhere. We have the SLS German plates. We have everything that's from the Taycan. We have plates that are in desperate need of a cleanup. That's from the Lusso. Basically, everything is here. And I want to go through all of these and make a display out of them. I'd like to have them up on this wall here in the halo space, this blue wall, brightly lit, add something to that. I know it's going to be quite intense and very colourful, but the whole place here is about my story, the history of the Shmeemobiles, and this is a very big part of it when I start going through all of this. I mean, Zenvo plates, we've got some random show plates, just everything. Everything that you could imagine is here. So let me start organising and see where we end up. This is where we're at so far. That's from the original AMG GTR, which did a lot of miles, hence the plate is totally battered, but that's part of the story. That was my Suzuki Jimny. That was the original AMG GTR plates that it came on when I had bought it from the dealer. All of these have a story behind them. Some of them are a little bit stuck together. Couldn't tell you what that is without trying to break it apart. Apparently, I can't even read. That's the Senna. That must have been the original Senna one. They gave me a metal-backed plate because, obviously, it gets very hot on the back of the Senna, and I promptly swapped it for some others. In fact, more Senna plates. That must have been the original front. I'm not even, no, that's from Aston Martin. Those are from Aston Martin. Then we've got the, is that the FF? That must have been the FF. SH12, that used to be on the GT8 before I swapped it to 16. I think that was the case. And then had the Vanquish as well. That was my Supra. That is a whole lot of number plates. This is pretty random. And there are some really interesting things, throwback and a half. Like here, for example, that was from my Abarth back when I got the MP412C. Some plates have definitely seen better days. Some are still actually quite current. Those were the import plates from the SLS Black Series. Obviously all of the GT3 plates. In fact, we're trying to figure out how to get these apart without destroying them because they are metal. So if you pull them too aggressively, they're going to look pretty messy. And obviously they've got double-sided tape. That's got a story behind it. MCL1. This was on my 650S Spider, which was the ex-demo car from McLaren Manchester. So this plate didn't actually belong to McLaren at all. It belonged to somebody from whom these were the first 3 letters of his surname, but he wanted to sell the plate. As such, when I had the car, before the paperwork had transferred, because it used to take a few weeks, nowadays it gets done overnight or immediately online, but back then I ran it on this and everybody thought, and it was quite funny, that it must be a loaner car from McLaren, but it had nothing to do with that. I'd bought the car from the dealer before it had swapped from that to my 87 TB, which was probably, I don't even know, one of the ones that we have around, not even sure here, but there are lots and lots and lots of different plates that have been on the cars over the years that I have stacked up here. Even with a list, this is really complicated because there are too many plates and I don't know what's in what order. I tell you what, if I go the other way around, the latest is the 1M, so we can do that. That can be over here somewhere. We have a big layout of plates. We're going to move this out of the way. Have you ever put number plates on a wall?
I can't discuss that, but not yet, but the day's not over.
At the end of the day, you will have put 100 plates on a wall. Where are we going? That's good. Freewheeling. Okay, everything is in roughly chronological order. Roughly. That's a big wall. What's the best approach?
Put them on there.
Done.
Come on.
Done. Done. That's not working. We've clearly got a lot of work to do. We need to, measure the space, work out how many columns, because we don't need all of them. We're not going to fit all of them, I don't think. That's bigger than the wall.
Pick your favourites.
Pick your favourites.
Good luck with that.
We're starting here. We're definitely going to start here, because this is throwback. This is show plates, Abarth, R8, McLarens. I hear noises. I'm missing out on the fun. What's happening? Door closer.
Yes.
On the front door.
Yes. So I've already marked it out with the template and drilled my marker holes.
Kind of minor thing, but nice to have the door just shutting itself.
Yes.
Always
somebody
fine.
will forget and leave it open. Just try that screw.
May or may not have happened the other day. Meanwhile in here, Mark is very kindly cleaning some of the plates with Topaz tar and glue remover, which is doing a nice job of that. I'm about to have the most satisfying moment with the film because I have prepared this one in advance. How nice is that? This is literally all of the remaining ones that haven't yet been on cars for some reason. Maybe I just tested them, got a different size. That's so nice. That's so good. Look, got all of them. I probably should have saved this for some TikToks or short form content or something like that. Even these ones down here, these were the original like SF90 ones from HRO and Ferrari that I never put on because after we PPF'd it, it went straight onto my ones. These are from the M3, the G80 M3. But again, I never used. Oh, that's nearly gone wrong. Because I just never got around to changing it. And actually, in much the same vein, that nearly went wrong. In much the same vein as never using those ones, we also have some spares around here that need to go on the cars as well. We've got those for the Lotus, simplify then add lightness. That's a new one for the back of the SLS Black Series, which I think has warped or something slightly funny's happened to it. And we've got a couple of others that we need to swap around. We're getting somewhere. And we've measured this out to go up on the wall, and it leaves us, I guess, a column and a half of extra plates in the future for whatever comes off next. Status update time. What do we have here? Do we have a door that closes itself?
Let's have a look.
Oh, that's beautiful, Martin.
Wait for it. Ah,
oh, that's lovely.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
The man knows what he's doing.
Job done.
Beautiful. The important part here is to work out exactly what's going where. And then we haven't even fully explained everything else that we're doing in this space today, which is going to be really cool. It's effectively 8 columns of plates, of which we have 6.5. Nicely, conveniently, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. Finding the middle, figuring out where it's going to mount. And this is where you hire a professional like Novus.
Thank you.
Bang on cue. What are we doing, Martin?
We're being professional.
Measuring the middle.
So the idea is, in order to make this look correct, we find the middle of the wall, we give ourselves a gap between the number plates, and then we will work out plate by plate with the same gap in between and see where we end up at the end. And then we can do the same process upright. A little bit similar to when we set this out on the floor first before we put that up. So this is the complicated bit.
And there are some parts of this that get really strange, like the square plate that takes up 2 and my handmade stuck on the back plate.
Tear a bit of tape off.
There was a big story behind that. What are you, Martin?
Absolutely brilliant, Tim.
Perfect measurements?
Well, yes, I would say so. So, plate, 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 plate.
Nice.
And that leaves us enough on that end so we can put some across there. Look at that.
Where will we end up here, though? Will we hit where we've got some bug up there?
120. Ooh.
So we're going to work out, we might have to cut the corner of a plate.
So, or we reduce the gap in between each plate to move that in. So if we need 120, we need 15 mil. So 15 mil over 3 gaps is 5 mil off each one, and we bring it across. So instead of it being 80 mil gap, it's 75.
That sounds like a good shout.
Let's go that way.
Things have changed a little bit, but that's the middle plate to start with. We're now going with 7 columns. Sorry, Martin.
No, you're not.
No, okay, I'm a little bit sorry. And that's the one that's going to kickstart.
So where we were centre last time, we're just going to move it across half a plate. So that will be
magic. We've just now got to use the hook and loop tape and figure out how to do that on 100 and something number plates.
Yeah, it could be a long day.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, if I was trying to do this, they would be so...
One like that. One like that. One like that.
Good system, that.
Yeah, that fixed it.
Do you know what? That might actually be quite tidy. Should we do that?
So, glue on the back of these.
Just throw it.
Like that. 180 times till we get bored.
Stick one on the glass for good measure?
No, not the glass. Oh, good Lord, no.
Do not touch the glass.
Do not touch the glass.
Okay.
Until I hand it over. Remember?
Yeah, and when it's handed over, then it can be as...
You can do what you like then.
That wasn't bad. The problem is some of these have some stickiness on the back.
Yes, they do.
And we're going to stick them all to the floor.
No, we don't.
Never.
They'll be all right.
What's going on here?
Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Lots of cleaning.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
I could have made it easier by not having plates covered in sticky stuff.
Yeah, or put them on top of each other.
Or stacked up. It's quite echoey in here right now. We need a car back. Now, I'm hoping this is working. New microphone in practice here. What are you up to, Brad?
Supervising.
Supervising.
Yeah, Mark is cleaning, Martin and George are working, I'm just supervising.
Supervising. Supervising the hook and loop tape. Ooh, first bit of tape on the wall.
Roll it. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Nice. And a hole in the wall. Done, first one up. One down, 150 to go.
Down first.
Seal of approval.
So yeah, I supervised and
I
I say
call, so
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Novus, look. Look, he inspires, he builds,
Can be cleaned afterwards, and the tape
then he
goes on the back.
maintains.
All I do is whatever's
Martin,
Australian Shmee.
what are you saying about the Australians?
Well, upside down there.
But at least it would be straight still.
Not the curvature of the earth.
Okay, my bad. How dare I get that wrong?
Well, you know, we all make mistakes.
Is that where it should be?
It is now.
Done. The wall is finished.
Why is there a fly on the wall?
Must be a documentary.
Wait, it's not the same second time round, is it?
It's not, is it?
First time round it was hilarious.
And when I got it, eventually.
New battery. Line it up again. We're going to leave this for the moment. Yep. Safely in your hands, guys, because we need to head out. We're going, oh yeah, we need to do that as well today. To run to a shop. All become clear in a moment. Which means hopping into the pink van. No, I'm not going to try and squeeze. I'm going to wait until that's come further forwards so that I don't cause a complete mess and break Brad's bath. There we go. Much better. Now I can climb in. Nicely does it. It turns out that it's actually quite a pleasant day today. We're not doing badly.
No, I expected rain and cloud and cold, hence I'm in trousers instead of shorts, but sun's out and it's nice and warm.
Now, we haven't really explained much about where we're going or what we're doing, so very quick summary. We're heading to a home AV shop to go and buy a projector. Now, that's not necessarily novel, but what we're going to be doing with it is quite different, which I don't think you'll have seen before. We tested this and it worked, and while Martin's with us today, we're going to get a bit of help with the way it's going to be installed. And I'm sounding very mysterious, as we are with the room back at the barn, but we're going to go and buy a projector, take it back to base, and then explain what we're doing with it. The first challenge now is always the working out paying on the app system.
Yeah, AJ22 WVB, length of stay.
An hour?
An hour, yeah.
How much is that going to cost us? A couple of quid?
£3 and 3 pence.
Sweet. That is one bright Cupra. Should we wrap a Shmeemobile like that?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, which car?
That's the new wrap for the 4GT after we take off the art livery.
The future Shmeo 50 livery. Well, we're leaving empty-handed for the moment. This has not been the most successful start. Unfortunately, not the right ones that we're after in stock. So, this is where we're going to see what we can find. And we've got some ideas. So, let's head onwards and go with the flow. This has been a longer trip than planned. However, some good news. We have a projector. The shop and the plan was to get one today, but not in stock. We found one on the internet. We've been to the previous owner's house, we've picked it up, and we're going to set that up very shortly. We also had to stop by, which meant a massive traffic jam, getting some more hook and loop tape, because, as amazing as this is, not quite enough to do it all. However, check this out. This full display is actually awesome. Like, okay, it's quite a personal thing, and there'll be more maybe in the future. I mean, there's more still to go up, but it's just yet more personal stories, things here at the garage, which is what it's all about. Then, I had said before we left a plan for what the guys are doing over here, which is to mount the picture that's just there, the other way around at the moment, up on the wall in the place of some of these, pulling down a couple of these because they'll go slightly further this way and will pop in pieces by Lhouette on the wall just there, which is about the same height as the Maxi Swatch watches, and then I can either rotate those or bring them to this part of the wall behind the pumps. That's the current plan. So, while they're working on that, I'm going to go and unbox the projector and explain what I actually want to do with this. Let me talk to you about the plans with this, which I've just been unboxing to try and test out. Now, normally with a projector, you need a white wall. We have a white wall, except there's a load of random stuff on it. That doesn't work. In the Halo bay, where there's also a nice white wall, there's a light, and there are a whole load of number plates over there as well on the blue wall. So what do you do with this? Well, this winds us back to the little party trick that we have here. If you look out towards the cars, this is where glass off. As if by magic, the glass frosts up. Now, there's a cool thing here with glass that is frosted up and projectors from the reverse side. Now, you'll notice if you look over there, you can't really see very much right now, but Halo bay off. You can start to see something. In fact, lounge off. You can see a whole lot more, but what I want to show you is coming out here what this looks like. And of course, if you're watching on a projector, you can turn off the light here. Because from this side, look at that. super clear, and obviously you can invert this and invert the image. So what you'd look at is it the other way around. So sitting in there, you can play on the Xbox in super high 4K quality on the projector, with it on this side mounted up here. It's going to be behind the wall so that it can project down onto the whole glass and you can see everything. Been planning that one for a while. Finally we're making some progress. It's just going to be quite complicated to install, but I might even go and get a table and put the table there because I just kind of want to see what it's like from the other side. We'll see. Next test then. It's on a table here, obviously representing where it will be. It can even go slightly further back from the wall. From this side, that looks kind of like what we saw from inside before, a little bit hazy, a little bit fuzzy. But come and look inside here, because this is really cool. Look at that. I have no idea if the camera sees this how we see it, but it's very clear, a very big bright screen, and that's going to be amazing. And that's before we turn off the other lights. Not that I want to ruin anybody's day by plunging them into darkness. Everybody's, come out here, come out here. They're waiting. Hurry up. He wants to get...
It's very late. I want to get finished. Please stop filming.
No, we've got videos to make.
Oh, I've got noise to make.
Can I plunge you into darkness?
No.
Not complete darkness. When it's safe.
Have a light, have a torch.
There we go. We've still got mood lighting. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's cool. I like how it auto squares it as well. That's put itself completely like squared up. How about that for a perk of the ESG switchable glass in your garage? Right, what are we going to waste the next few hours playing? We'll figure that one out. It's picture time. Be very careful, guys. How do we safely lift this up? What's the plan, Martin?
We lift it up safely.
The way to safely lift it is to lift it up safely.
Correct.
Wise words. I'm just not going to look. Not looking. Not looking. Not looking.
Okay, up.
Just me? Just. This is really intense.
What we don't need now is an idiot with a camera. Oh, hello. So that basically is the centre of your hole.
Yeah. I think we need to explain. Projector, that way around, in the wall, up there, in the kitchen, projecting on the glass, hence the measurements. We're all a bit tired now, but check this out. Plates, projector, it's working. Mission success, Martin.
I should hope so at 9:20 on a Friday.
That's perfect.
Nearly 9:30.
That's perfect.
Just in time to go home and send you an invoice.
I'm sure it's coming. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. Believe you me.
I'm not going to lie, we were not intending to install the projector today. We wanted to get it and test it. So it's far later than we planned, which means there are many things that haven't been properly explained. I appreciate. And one of them, just to get to this before we go and talk about a couple of other bits, is the plan with this room. Now that it has glass, we don't have the door closer yet here because the inside hasn't been finished, but we can close it, at least for the time being. This room obviously runs up to about here. It's 3.5 meters or so long, has a plan, and that plan is linked to the fact that when we introduced Shmoo the cow, they were gone in about half an hour. When we popped up some Shmoo the cow air fresheners, which you might have seen in the Ford GT on the recent road trip, they were also gone in a day, and there were hundreds of them. So I very much appreciate that. A big thank you to all of you. And we've got some more exciting stuff coming, and that has to be put somewhere. That's what that space is going to be. And we will show and share more of that as it evolves. That wasn't a plan originally. It just happens to have worked out quite conveniently. Now, the F1 show car needs to be popped back over there, but we've still got stuff in there right now. So I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Over here, without going into all of the details about it, we've managed to pop it up into the cavity space, but haven't yet routed the cables. The plan will be that the cables run over, round the back wall, and come in over this side. And actually, with what's playing right now, because it's kind of cool, come in here. I don't think the camera sees it as well as we see it, but the Solus GT at Goodwood, this is mega. I mean, that is like I don't know, 130 inch screen, 140 inch, something like that. It's a big old screen on the ESG glass, and as you can probably see right now, that's with that side opaque, frosted up, and this side clear. And then when the F1 show car is in there, picture the scene that you've got Formula One on the TV or on the screen, and you've got the F1 show car right behind it. So when the race ends, you just talk to the device and it opens it up, which is pretty nifty. We just need to get the cables routed in through a faceplate, which is inbound there. Now, I'm sure people will ask, what about when I have more number plates here than we currently have space for? And there's a plan for that as well, because end of the day, there are lots and lots and lots of duplicates, even exactly the same plates. So we can happily ditch a whole load of those. If I need to cut some out, shuffle them all up, at some point, I'll basically shuffle them all at once, build a little stockpile, then move them all 10 across or whatever it is, just to make the fun of it. And it's a personal nod, it's a personal touch. And obviously this, because we've made the hole, is going to be finished, just letting it all settle, it will be painted up, and a nice faceplate will go up there as well to make sure it's finished neatly and tidily, which is obviously very important. And then there's still obviously a lot more to go here. We're a long way from being done, but it's nice to tick off some of these things, like hanging up the painting, getting some of these other tasks ticked off, things that we haven't necessarily shared, like putting in some more of the insulation upstairs, which isn't particularly exciting, but obviously above the suspended ceiling that we have in the upstairs areas, and just going around here and there, working out what is next. So I guess this is all part and parcel of building a dream garage. There's a lot to it, a lot of little tasks here and there, but things like putting a screen in there, I'm already excited for just chilling out there and enjoying it, because that's what it's about, and it's awesome to bring you guys along for the journey as well. So big thanks to Martin. It's great to have him and George back here at the Shmuseum as well, and as always, a big thanks to you guys for your support. That's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.